Hi everybody, I'm back. It's Saturday and I'm gonna do hopefully a quick video on the books that I've been reading this weekend and also talk a little bit about Tweens Read, which I just got back from and was a lot of fun. So Tweens Read was an all-day thing. It started at like 9:30 this morning and it went till about 5 o'clock this evening, but I was not able to be there for the first part of it because I don't know if you do this, but sometimes I will double book myself for things and forget that they happen at the same time. And I do not have a time turner yet. So I sometimes have to make a decision. Am I going to go do kind of a responsible thing or go do a fun thing? And I had already agreed to do something. So I had to do the responsible thing and fulfill that, fulfill that agreement that I had made. So, but that was, I was proctoring a test, and because I was proctoring a room that did not have a lot of people in it, I was able to spend a little of my time when I wasn't watching them, making sure they weren't cheating or, doing anything else. I spent some of that time reading. So I'm going to talk about the books that I read. I am deep in the throes of reading for my Maverick graphic novel committee meeting in November. So I am just like graphic novel after graphic novel after graphic novel. My phone. There we go. That's better. It's more centered. So yeah, so I'm just like in a frenzy of graphic novels. So I read a bunch of them, which was great. So I read Oyster War by Ben Towell, which was interesting. I like the cover. You could see the title. Oysters is in like a kind of iridescent, like mother of pearl kind of look to it. The art is not my favorite kind of style, but I did like the story. It's a kind of a fantastical take on historical legends, and there are pirates and selkies and sea monsters and Davy Jones and stuff like that. So that was really cool. This other one, or another one, is by Raphael Albuquerque. It's called Aight. I got it through Interlibrary Loan, so you can't see the cover, but the back you can kind of see. It jumps back and forward in time, and there's a mysterious place called the Meld where a lot of people end up when they're time traveling, and our main character, his name is Joshua, and he, in order to save his wife from some unnamed illness, he agrees to get into a mysterious time machine and go somewhere and kill someone. And, everything kind of sparks from there for us. But it jumps back and forward in time and people are affecting their own timelines. And it's kind of confusing. And I definitely will have to go back and reread it before I make a final decision about whether I like it enough to vote for it. But very interesting. And I love time travel. Another one that I was really excited to get was Girl Over Paris from Cirque American, which is the graphic novel of kind of spin-off from Gwenda Bond's series about the Cirque American. And the other books are Girl on a Wire and Girl in the Shadows. And I haven't read those. I really like Gwenda Bond. I follow her on Twitter and she writes Lois Lane books and things like that. So when she started talking about this, I got really excited and she sent them to us really fast. So that was great. Kate Leth did it with her, and I love Kate Leth as well. So it's about a tightrope artist. There's a dog who is whining at my feet. Stop. Shh. Okay. A tightrope art walker or aerialist, there we go, that's the correct term, who in one of the books had like a big fall and there was some magic involved or something, and I don't really know the backstory, but she's kind of recovering from that, and she and her sort of boyfriend and their boss and the boyfriend's sister go to Paris for a show that they're doing. And then a creepy ghost shows up. So that makes it a little interesting. I felt like I didn't know the characters really well, and I think I want to go read the books because, I like circuses, and I really like the aesthetic of the circus particularly. So hopefully that will give me a little more background knowledge, and I think a little more interest in the characters, but I really liked them. I really did like them. Okay. What's next? Oh, just got this one earlier, or like a couple days ago. It's The Twilight Children. It's by Gilbert Hernandez, Darwin Cook, and Dave Stewart. And the art in this is my style. I really like the art in this, but I did not. It was kind of hard to understand. Like I don't think the plot was. It was very convoluted, and not a lot was explained. And there's like a mysterious orbs that show up. And yeah, there were orbs and people disappearing and coming back, and a mysterious girl who can blow people's hands up, but then she was in love with somebody, but there was like no reason she should be in love with that person. It didn't pass the Bechdel test. Well, maybe it did. Vaguely. I don't know. It was just, I'll go back and look at it again, but it wasn't for me. Okay. What was for me though was finally getting, and this one was an ILL as well, so you can't see the cover, but there he is. This is the new Archie. This is volume 1 of Archie by Mark Waid and just Fiona Staples and I think Sheila Wu. And it's so good. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I think a lot of people have a lot of history with Archie because he's been around forever, and he, it's always in high school, and Betty and Veronica and Jughead and Moose and everybody. So I remember reading Archie, like waiting in line at the grocery store and just picking it up off the rack and just kind of thumbing through it really quick. So I was never like super invested in it, but it was definitely a fun way to kind of spend my time while I was waiting for, mom to check out at the grocery store. And I think they took it very seriously when they like redid it, and it's so cute. And I love Betty, and I love Jughead. I think he's my favorite character, but Archie's so good, and he's like a total klutz in this. And I like that. It makes him really human because everyone loves Archie, but you're like, because I don't know, he's lovable. So I haven't gotten around to liking Veronica yet, but they haven't written her for us to like yet. Except that she does really like Archie, and I think that's coming across. But yeah, I can't wait to read more of that, especially. So Archie, definitely. You should read it if you haven't. My last one, and that I've read, I just finished it actually on my back porch because it's really nice outside right now, is the volume 1 of Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency, The Interconnectedness of All Kings. So I read the first issue of this when it came out, and I love Dirk Gently. I love anything Douglas Adams. You've seen me talk about Hitchhiker's Guide a couple times. So that's Douglas Adams' other series, and Dirk Gently is so weird, and it just kind of stumbles upon mysteries and just wanders around. He's so weird. And I was reading it today, finishing it up, and I was like, oh my gosh, wait, doesn't the show start soon? And yeah, it starts tonight at 8 o'clock. So it was perfect, and I'm going to try to finish this and get it out and then go watch the show. It's real. It's happening. I hope it's good. So that was it for my graphic novels for today. I'm also reading a historical romance called The Seduction of Amelia Bell. It's a set in Scotland, and it's about the MacGregor clan, and it's called the Highland Heiress series, I think. And I forgot the author's name, but I'll put it down below if I can remember later. Just historical romance. I like to have those every once in a while. Kidnapped heiresses and trying to stop Scotland from signing to join the UK. So a lot of drama, a lot of people dying, clans fighting. It's great. It's good. And I'm also reading, I've been wanting to talk about this for a while. This is an arc that I got from my Twitter friend, Peter Nell. And it's called The Beast is an Animal. It comes out in March, I think. So Yeah, I've been like slowly, like every morning, kind of reading a little bit of it because it's kind of creepy and I really like it and I don't want it to be over anytime soon. But once it is, I will do a full length video about it. So that's all I'm going to say for now. That is a dog hitting my elbow because she wants pets. Okay, so I'm going to make this quick because we're getting really long here. Okay. Yes, Tweens Read. I have talked about book festivals before, and I will talk about them again now, obviously, because I told you I was going to. But if you live in an area, everybody lives in an area, you need to look up book festivals in your area. They have them for different things. Okay, I keep running past the time. Okay, so yes, you need to look up book festivals in your area because they're popping up more and more, especially for younger readers, so like tweens and young adults and things like that. A lot of times they're free. Most of the time they're put on by libraries or by indie bookstores. And so if you have an indie bookstore in your area, you should A, go check them out and support them, and B, ask if they do anything. A lot of times if they don't have a big convention, they have authors coming in and you can go get your books signed and talk to authors. And that's seriously one of the best things to do as a reader, to support the people who, you know, make you happy. And then you get to be happy because you got to see your favorite authors. Okay, so Tweens Read is one of those things. It's a giant, they had 32 authors this year. So stop it, Juno. Leo, leave Juno alone. Go. Out. They had 32 authors this year, and like I said, I couldn't go to most of it, but I did get to moderate the last panel of the day before they had their closing address, and it was great. I had Elizabeth Eulberg, who has a new book. Her new book is called The Great Shelby Holmes, and it is about a young detective who is based on Sherlock Holmes. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I love Sherlock Holmes. So that was really exciting. I also had Renee Saldana Jr. on my panel, and he has a really cool bilingual mystery series right now. It's called the Mickey Wrangle series. That's really cool. And lastly, I had Tui Sutherland, who was probably one of the most popular authors at the festival. She writes the Wings of Fire series, the Menagerie Trilogy. That's a hard title to say. And she's also part of the team that writes as Aaron Hunter and does the Warriors and the Seekers series. So yeah, she was very popular and it was really fun. I love like introducing them because as a moderator, I introduce them, they read a little bit and then they just answer questions from the audience. It's very easy. And then I helped in the signing line for Lisa McMahon, who was wonderful. Oh, sorry. My arm's getting tired. And that was really cool because I got to talk to the kids as they were in line and write their names down so they could get their names in their book. And then, very cool, I got to drive a couple of the authors back to their hotel. So I got to drive to their hotel. Who was it? It was Chris Grabenstein, who wrote Escape from Mr. Lemoncello's Library and a bunch of other stuff. And he works with James Patterson a lot. So we got to talk about James Patterson. And also DJ McHale, who wrote the Pendragon series and a bunch of other things. And I had no idea until he brought it up that he created Are You Afraid of the Dark? Which, if you were a child of the 90s and you watched Nickelodeon, you watched Are You Afraid of the Dark and you loved it. I'm still kind of afraid of Are You Afraid of the Dark. And I told him that I watched some episodes pretty recently and they held up and are still scary. And he liked that. So anyways, that's it. I've been talking forever and ever and ever. So yes, that was my day. Do all those nice things you can do on YouTube. Like this video, comment below. If I rambled too much, I apologize. I can't help it. I had a good day. So I'll see you next week. Bye.